What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, the first run of copper bars that I did, I got a few things back. So, I mean, the copper bars, they were a lot of work and all of that, but honestly, the thing that I think I got the most out of was talking to all of you guys. You know what I mean? It's reassuring. I must say, it is. It's very reassuring to see that there's other like-minded people out there. Because if you watch the news and the TV, just sometimes it's like, am I the only one? I can't be. Nope, there's a lot of us. And that's good. And you know what, honestly, I think the internet is a big thorn in their side. I don't think they planned on the internet, because you see the FBI even struggles where everyday citizens just get on the computer and they pull up this information like it's nothing, and the FBI struggles. We know the FBI had this information before the hearing, but they still tried to paint the narrative that the Trump shooter was a Republican. Of course he was. Of course he was. Makes perfect sense. They straight up lie to our face. Just straight up. And they wonder why we do what we do. Because I'm pretty sure every single last one of them, I solemnly swear to uphold and protect the Constitution of the United States of America. I don't even think they've read this thing, to be honest. I've read it front to back once. And honestly, like every night before bed, I'll read a few pages. I feel like every time you read something, you just absorb just a little bit more. And it's crazy. It's nuts. Because you read this, and you look at some of the stuff that's going on today, and you're like, wait a second. Wait a second. These guys, you're telling me these guys all the way back in 1776... like, they must have been time travelers. How did they know? It's absurd. There's no, like, what? Yeah. They're definitely not doing their job. For sure. But yeah, I got this, handwritten note here. Plus a little, bookmark inside. Which, yeah, Matthew, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot. The box was up there. I completely forgot it this morning. Went to work, and I realized it the second I got in the city, and I was like, dang it! So it's already in the work truck. It's coming tomorrow. I'm shipping it tomorrow. But yeah, he sent me this handwritten letter with this, which he was pointing out, which this is crazy, right? So this is what our money used to be. This was back in a different era, in a different day. And on the back, it has this very fine print down at the bottom. Yeah, sorry, my hands are annihilated right now. It was a long day getting after it. You know how it is. But yeah, this fine print, and you're thinking to yourself, not the fine print! It's always used against us! And not this fine print. This fine print was for you. And it's extremely hard to read, because it's so small and it's all smushed together. Doesn't even look like there's spaces in between. But it says, this note is receivable by all national and member banks and Federal Reserve banks, and for all taxes, customs, and other public dues, I believe it says. It is redeemable in gold on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States, in the city of Washington, District of Columbia, or in gold or lawful money at any Federal Reserve bank. So you look, you know, everybody's, it's crazy to think that, you know, back when the United States was booming and growing, and the American dream, and it's like, what changed? And everybody's pointing the finger. It's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's him, it's her. It's right there. That's what changed. Right there. It has nothing to do with, maybe it was a president that caused this, but this is what changed. It's the money. It's always been the money. And that's the first thing I realized. That's the first thing I noticed. It was so easy. I started diving down the money rabbit hole. I'm like, okay, what's this, all this gold and silver shit about? Oh! Oh! You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh shit, I want to own that. I want to own a lot of that. So the guy who sent me the bookmark, he got 4 bars, and he wanted to send me some feedback, which I really, really appreciate. So I figured I'd share this. I blocked names out just for, you know, I don't want to put anyone on the spot. You can pause the video and read this if you'd like. But down at the bottom, I wanted to point this out. He says, making a mint is literally what you're doing. The good news is I've assessed your bars and they match the magnetic signature of purified copper, so your claim of 39 stamped on the bars is accurate. I used a Sigma Metallics magnometer, if I pronounced that right. Really, really expensive tools, man. Those, it's not cheap to test copper. You need the right equipment. But he's saying down here, I really should have stamped the weight on them. For obvious reasons, as kind of laid out up here. Which I was on the fence about it. I really was. I was on the fence about putting the weight, but I don't know. It's just, I wanted them all to be the same. You know what I mean? I eyeballed it, and most of them were pretty close. But there was a few that were way off. Way off. But I've learned some lessons from the first batch. And, yeah, basically, you know, the first batch I poured, they were not, I wasn't happy with them, so I had to remelt bars, not crystal. And weighing out molten lava is difficult. Weighing out the copper crystal before I melt it, that's going to be a lot easier. A lot easier. And I also think that I need to get a much smaller crucible. Something just big enough to only hold 1 bar. And put it up on a fire brick, raising it higher into the flames of the forge. That way I have way less mass that I have to heat up with the copper every single time. Because I mean, I went through a ton of gas. If it's less mass I have to heat up, the copper should melt faster. It should be hotter. I'll be able to weigh the crystal in so that every single bar is like very, very close in weight. Not just eyeballing it, but weighing it in. And then I think I will, on the next batch, stamp the weight on the bar. Which I feel like the second batch is going to be far superior than the first. Not that the first ones were bad, but yeah, I do think the next batch is going to be a lot better. But I want to focus on the purifying process first. I should have, in 2.5 months from now, I should have 3 2-gallon buckets full to the brim with nothing but copper crystal. Should be around 140 pounds of just copper crystal. And then once I'm there, I'm going to shut down the purifying thing, and then we'll go focus on the next step and getting the next batch out as soon as I can. I also got another package here, which I started opening because I was like, wait a minute, I didn't order anything. Then I realized what it was. So I sent a copper bar over to World Money Wins. I sent him one for free. You know, which honestly, If I was in a better place, I would probably send all of them out for free. You know what I mean? As long as it's going to like-minded individuals, I would have no problem with that. No problem at all. And maybe I will take like 5 or 6 bars out of the next batch. And I will give them away. Periodically. Not all at once. Maybe every so often I'll give one away. I'd love to be able to do stuff like that, you know? So I sent one over to him. You know, he's got me beat for sure. He's got way more subscribers than I do, but you know, we both kind of do this for fun. It's not really, I don't care, you know, how many subscribers it is. I don't care. I do it for fun. I don't do social media. I know this is social media kind of, but you know, I don't do Facebook. I don't do any of those. The Twitter, X or Insta shit, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I don't do any of that. I don't have an account. I don't go on them. I don't care. Like, I don't see how people can keep up with all that stuff. If my phone's blowing up and I have 15,000 apps blowing up all day long, I'll get nothing done. And I'm not climbing down the ladder every time it beeps. So yeah, I feel like it's all a distraction, just to keep you occupied and stupid. So I just don't do it. But I like YouTube because I feel like I've learned a lot from YouTube. It's insane. Oh shit, my transmission broke. Doot, 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 doot. And then I go and fix my own transmission, you know what I mean? Easy. So I feel like YouTube or any of these kind of platforms where you could potentially give back or help someone else out, I'm down with that, you know what I mean? I'm down for the cause. So I sent a copper bar over to him, and he did a video. It's right there. You can see it. Did a little review ski. But I would definitely go check his channel out. He does a lot of gold and silver stuff. Yeah, and he was with Economic Ninja too, which is cool. I love his channel as well. But yeah, definitely go check him out. He's another like-minded individual that wants to see the world in a certain way. So he sent me this. He says, I'll take the bar, but I'm not going to take it for free. I'm going to send you something back. And he thinks that I was undercharging for the copper bars. And he says, I'm going to send you something what I think it's worth. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, it was tough. You know what I mean? Because I know the premiums are really, really high on copper type things. And I definitely found a bunch of like really junk crap copper bars out there that definitely were not worth what the people were trying to sell them for. But then I found some that looked just perfectly legit, like, yeah. And I tried to base mine off of that price, which is really hard to compete with people that have a machine shop. So I just wanted to be fair, I guess. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go crazy. I wanted to be as fair as possible. I priced them to sell, I guess. And as long as it's going to, you know, our community, whatever. You know, I mean, I still feel like I took, what was it, 48 pounds of copper. 48 pounds of copper. If I took that to the scrapyard, it probably would have, I don't know, at $3 a pound. Even if I got that, what's that, like $135 or something? But I took some time, did some effort, and did some labor, and I flipped that into, like, I don't know, $600. So, I mean, granted, I had to spend a bunch of money, to get all that stuff to do it, so I didn't make anything. But I'm hoping on the next run I will. I'm hoping the next run's even better too. But that's why I want to take it one step at a time. So it's going to be at least 3 months. Because I have 25 pounds of crystal right now. Just pure crystal, 25 pounds. And we need to get up to 140. And that'll take me exactly 3 months. And then once we have the crystal, we will continue from there. Because honestly, I kind of needed a break. I wanted to start working on my kitchen again. So I've been attacking my kitchen. Because I'm tired of living in a meth house. Been living in a meth house for over a year. And I'm just over it. So let's see. Thank you so much for sending your first freshly minted copper bars. Please accept a little enclosed thank you as a gift. The bars look fantastic in person, much nicer than they look on camera. That is cool. Oh, what? He's got... How did you get these? Stay Free? Russell Brand? more salt, not less? Yeah. World Money wins. Expect to self-rescue. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think that's exactly what we need to do. I don't know, I feel like I've tried to warn people. Like my boss, who's a, he's a leftist. He is. I don't feel like he's fully there. But he's pretty left. But I'm like, dude, we're flipping a house right now. In a very, very rich town. I'm like, dude, we need to be done with this house, sold, and out of here by the election. And he's like, why? I'm like, please, we need to get this house done before the election. And sold. Just trust me on that. So he sent me... Oh, dude, you even have your own poker chips? Expect to self-rescue. I like the slogan, man. I do. And I really do hope that world money wins. Because that's what gold and silver is. It's world money. I really hope it does win. Oh, check that out. Ooh, I don't have this one. He sent me a Silver Eagle. 2013, but it's, Wait, I'm gonna grab one of my Eagles real quick. I don't think I have this. So I did actually wash my hands before I touched the silver. Put it in a plastic case. I did not have any of these, man. That's awesome. I've been wanting one of these for a while, but you start looking at back dates and the premiums. And that's the thing. I just went to SD Bullion right now. And I was looking, and I noticed, my word, like they have a lot right now. I've seen back dates all the way back to 1986. Like, people are selling right now. It's like, why? The best is yet to come. I think we all expected a little bit of a, you know, when the stock market starts to go down a little bit, so is the metals, but then once they start to, you know, print money again, goodbye. I mean, they literally put them in rockets and it just goes boom, and there goes all the silver. It's gone. And I mean, the fundamentals for these metals are so strong. So strong. You got Wall Street selling silver, gold, probably copper too, that doesn't even exist. Doesn't exist. But somehow they're doing that, and they're being allowed to do that. Pretty sure they got fined for that, and they just still do it? It's still allowed? Yeah, things don't look good. But this is really cool. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I gave you some prime real estate there. World Money wins. Really appreciate the Silver Eagle. That is super cool. And for the proceeds from the copper, I was going to put most of it into my kitchen, honestly, because I'm tired of living in a construction zone. You know what I mean? The dust, the tools, and yeah, I'm just kind of tired of it. But, you know, it's very difficult to, you know, take the metals and convert it into fiat sometimes. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, because I feel like the best is yet to come for the metals. If it just keeps dropping, I'm going to keep trying to buy whenever I can. So just to shut my brain up, I got a quick little 6 ounces here. Proclaim Liberty 5 ounce. We the People SD Bullion Bar. I'll definitely get more of these in the future. This is probably one of the nicer 5 ounce bars I've seen. Like, I know the Italy bars. People love the Italy bars, but like, I have some. They're way more expensive than these. And I feel like these are nicer, but maybe it's where it's from. I don't know. And then I grabbed this. I know I overpaid for it, but it came in a nice plastic case. Scottsdale Mint 1 ounce bar. I have not yet begun to fight. That is super cool. I don't know if that's printed or a sticker or what that is, but that is cool. I had to have it. I had to have it. So I got it. And, yeah, some of the proceeds went towards Duke. They did. Because, I don't know how that cat eats. How he eats. He's so small, but that cat, God. So I stocked up his human-grade cat food, his treats, his little cat jerky sticks that I hide around the house, because once in a while I do forget to feed him in the morning. Not often, but once in a while. So I like to leave options all around the house for him. And then I got him like $50 worth of canned tuna and a $20 pack of steak tips, all for himself. Because if I eat steak, and that's why he's bugging me right now. You hear him? Because he wants more steak. Because if I have steak and I don't give him none, he'll retaliate. Like the protesters all over the world right now.
And all that.
You deem it as you want, mate.
Yeah.
So deem it as you want.
What's the kind of message for today? What are the people actually here for? You say,
To get our country back.
In what way?
To stop all this wokeness that's going on.
Yeah.
All this stuff that's basically taking our identity away.
Yeah.
We're being driven and driven. Everyone else is being given everything from every other country, but we're not. We've got English people sleeping on the streets, yet they give all these illegal people hotels and all that money, whatever. Why are we being persecuted for them? That's what it's all about.
What's the question?
Yeah, so
What's the question?
Why are we all here today?
Why are we all here today?
Yeah, what's the reason?
We want to take a country back.
What does that mean to take the country back? What's happened to the country?
We're losing hope. Too many illegal immigrants. Okay, I got it.
We're here for our fucking kids' future, mate. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
In what sense? What's happening to the kids?
Don't pay like me £200 per
Grooming gangs.
Where are they?
No racism.
Here. Here. That's where they are. We want them gone.
We've got the UK. Liverpool. I mean, this is happening all over the place. Venezuela.
These are the images sending shockwaves around the world. Venezuela is on a knife's edge after the fallout from the presidential election. The winner? Well, it depends who you ask, with both leaders claiming victory.
Yes. Several temples were attacked.
Marachod.
The Chhatra Shibir organization,
it's a
Bangladeshi, which is also a
Bangladeshi
key union participating in this movement, also announced midnight all their volunteers do reach to all the temples, not only Hindus but all the minorities, protect them. And since this morning I'm tracking those images, that they are sharing images
Same
how
shit.
after
Same
one
narrative.
temple was set, set on fire,
It's
there were other
capitalism.
temples which are
Well, for fuck's sake, man. It seems like people are getting there. People are getting there slowly. It's probably going to take just a little bit more, though. It's going to take just a little bit more. Oh, what is this?
Clips are of an armed and masked Islamic groups looking for trouble and even having a violent alteration with police. Let's roll the clips.
And they've got weapons in their hands. You can see them all running with freaking weapons in their hands. Wow. But that's not a problem. So if you look at all of this full circle, right? Think back to Obama. He didn't want to say Islamic terrorist. For whatever reason, he didn't want to say that word. And we've been buying oil from these people for so long, making them extremely powerful and strong. So my question is this narrative that we're seeing, is it coming from them? This wokeness crap. It's a good question. But no matter what, I think a lot of this that's happening, I think there's something else happening beneath the surface that no one's seeing. So I look at how powerful, strong they are, and I like gold, silver, copper the best, yes. But I did put a modest investment into one of their currencies, the Iraqi dinar. And then once I got this currency, oh man, it created so many more questions. So many more questions. Like their currency crashed, stabilized, and then they came out with a currency that is so far superior to the US note. It is insane. Why? It's polymer on the back, paper on the front, polymer windows, like security features like you've never seen before. Interesting, so I kept digging. The Vietnamese dong, probably the most advanced currency I've ever seen in my life. Fully polymer. This is 100% plastic. There's no paper here. Security features again, like absurd security features. Same thing, their currency crashed, stabilized, and then they came out with these. Why? So most of my Vietnamese dong investment is done through the Wise app. It's a lot easier for you to get in and out versus the cash, but I had to see it from my own eyes. You know, I think there's a war being waged over the future of money, oddly enough. You see it with the BRICS. The BRICS are trying to come together and, you know, come out with this new currency, or gold backed, or I could just, there's something not adding up here. You know, if you compare this stuff to the US note. And I heard from a family member, which I do not know how true this is. I don't take this to the bank or anything. But he said, he was informing me that the US already has new notes, fully polymer, just like this, already made, being shoved into the vaults at all the banks. And that just, if that's true, you know, that creates a whole bunch of more questions that I hope one day I can dig to the bottom and figure it out. I know we keep hearing that they want to go with a full digital currency, but I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's possible to go fully digital because there's a lot of places even here in the United States, that don't have internet access, so that wouldn't work. And it would be a huge national security risk as well. Because, yeah, again, one cyber attack shuts down the economy. And we all know what happens when you shut down an economy, because we're living through the consequences of that right this second. And conveniently enough, I have COVID right now. But we don't condone violence. Really. Because to me, it looks like you finance, fund, participate, egg on. Pretty sure Soros funds different organizations that have gone out and committed violence, but no one's looking at him. Huh. You don't condone violence, you say. Pretty sure you use violence to get things done all over the place. That's how you create change. And of course, we shouldn't condone violence. You know, we should be able to talk, go through the legal system, and figure something out that works for everyone. But you can see people all around the world, the masses are talking, and nobody's listening. I think what they're afraid of is that violence coming in their direction. And conveniently, they're coming after all the guns. Really strange timing, but it's for your safety. Yeah, Bangladesh, same narrative, right? That's insane to me. I used to live with some dudes from Bangladesh. It just doesn't make sense. So you see all these protests breaking out all over the world, and it seems like very convenient timing that all of a sudden they're going for the metaphorical kill shot with the guns. Not just here in my state. Well, my state's like, hold my beer. Yeah, we're going to ban everything. But it seems, it's almost as if they're sick of hiding behind things. You know, they're getting tired of hiding. They just want to come out right in the open, and I feel like when they do, there's going to be a lot of people that go, oh shit, we were wrong. I'm going to go apply for my gun license. Oh wait, shit, you can't. Because they've shut it down. I heard all the classes in Massachusetts have been canceled until further notice. Don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. So I figure, you know, if this is going to be my last opportunity for a while, because who knows, it could be 5 years, it could be blocked, it could be whatever, I don't know. But I figured that this is my last chance as a law-abiding citizen to buy what I wanted for gun things, then I better do it now. Good thing rifle mags are dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. So I got a bunch of 308 mags. I got a bunch more 5.56 mags with the cross connector plates in the middle, just to make them a little bit longer. They're still only 10 rounds. We gotta do stupid shit like that. And then all of my guns, every single last one of them, I've kind of gone through and fully customized to the best of my ability. Just kind of fixed the things I didn't like. Some of them more than others. And some of them are pretty good, just the way they were. Like the Legion. Really good gun. Besides the forward set trigger bar, it didn't do much to it. Really good gun. But this is the only gun that I really haven't touched. It was just factory. And I did have a few gripes about it. I wanted to fix them. And this gun was like $2 grand. Just base. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can own this, but I can't own an AR-15? Yeah, let me get that. Let me get that! Right away. Because I saw this coming a long time ago. Long time ago. So I put a $500 optic on the top here. This Holosun red dot magnifier. My only other gripe was the grip. It didn't have something to... Yeah, this is the original grip here. You see, it's just like open. I didn't like that. So I got a black handle figure that'll take the dirt and the grime a little better, and it's black and tan. Looks kind of cool. You know what I mean? I got an Ambi safety, which was cheap. These are aluminum, not like the plastic ones that they come with, and these are much thicker, so you can get your fat thumb on it. And it's on both sides now, not just one side. And then my other gripes was the butt plate. This is the factory butt plate. And I liked this Manticore arms. This was not that expensive. Cheap little upgrade. Kind of sits right on your shoulder. Nice. And then this is the last thing. They do sell a super expensive trigger pack for this. It's like $500 or $600, but the trigger in here is not too bad. I don't know that I want to spend $500 or $600 for a new trigger. But this charging handle here, it's super. The springs are tough. They're tough. And you see, there's not much to grab. It's like you can get one. Yeah, you can only get one finger around it. Yeah, you're getting one finger around this thing. And then when it flies forward, and it's... You see how it's like a meat hook sticking out of the side here? That's going to get caught on all kinds of stuff. And all it takes is that. And now I can pull the trigger and nothing will happen. It won't fire. It needs to be locked forward for it to fire. So I found this, which I'm going to have to completely... dude, I'm going to have to clear my desk, go get all kinds of tools, and completely break this gun down right to the bones to get this in there. But this is the new charging handle. It's a lot wider, so you can get a few fingers around it, pull it back, and then when it slides forward, it'll snap shut like that and stay nice and tight to the gun. This actually wasn't bad to take apart, actually. I mean, the engineering that went into how this all goes together is nuts. But there's our meat hook. And there's the new one. It does stick out far. But then it just folds itself right up out of the way. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I wanted to put the bulk of the proceeds out here in the kitchen because I'm just tired of this crap. I've been cranking along, man. You can see all the bunch of new drywall. That was all horsehair plaster. It's all insulated and plastic, and ceiling's been straightened out and fixed. No more cracking issues. Refinished the floor right there, the hardwood floor, original. But actually, you know, that's where I wanted to put it, but I just came in the room, and this power supply was making a very weird whining noise. Something is up. So I'm gonna open this up real quick and see what's up. You hear that? That's the Chinesium cooling fan. Sounds like it is on its way out. Yeah, so I figured out if I just tip it up, it stops making that noise. So it seems like the ball bearing's gone. So I got two 60mm cooling fans on the way, so I can replace it. And you know, I don't want to leave it like that. Yeah, but for anyone who's interested in the next batch, you're just gonna have to give me a little bit of time. It'll be worth your wait, though, I promise. I already have people kind of stacking up in the email queue, let's say. Hey, let me know when they're done. I'm interested. So I'm gonna try to get back to anyone who's been waiting first, and then, you know, take it from there. But I want to get through all of this. and turn all of this into this, which I'll make update videos along the way, because I honestly want to see a 5-gallon bucket full to the brim with nothing but copper crystal. I think that would be a sight to be seen. And then dump it out on something and see this huge mountain of copper crystal. That would be super cool. But yeah, it takes for every 4 bars, it takes me 2 weeks to dissolve them. So you've got 2, 4. Alright, so that's 2 weeks. 2, 4. That's 1 month. 2, 4. 2, 4. So that's 2 months. And then we have 2 there. And then we have these ones that are in there now, which these have already been in there for a week. So these need 1 more week. Those are done. And then all of the tailings towards the end, I'll melt those down and put them with the last 2. That's why I'm thinking somewhere around 2 to 3 months, which goes by like that. And then we'll move on to the next step. Yeah, we definitely live in some interesting times, though. You know, we see these big banksters naked shorting the crap out of the metals market, and at the same time, these, you know, big central banks are buying it up like they've never bought it before. Why? Well, it seems like they're trying to push us into this new digital whatever fake money that they can control and shut your money off and turn it on and whatever. But maybe they're trying to play both ends, because maybe they do think that there's a possibility that, you know, the masses win. Because if you look, I mean, it's clear as day. It's like they're telling you, this is your enemy, this is your enemy. Look, the masses. It seems like we're not as divided as they make it seem. I mean, from country to country to country to country, it seems like everybody wants the same thing: to be left alone, to live their lives and not be taxed into oblivion, and have a fair shake. But yeah, they are, I think they know what's coming, and they don't want to be left as the bag holder at the top when it comes to the fiats. And who knows? It could be all of them, it could be one of them, it could be a few of them. But I think the ones that are holding the metals, you're going to be good. But it's good to spread it out. I do like the Wise app. I think the Wise app's a good thing to have. Have it all set up, have it good to go. Put some of your US dollars in there. You can gain a 4.85% interest rate on the money and not tie it up long term, or at all. You don't have to tie it up at all. You just put it there and it gains that interest rate. But on top of that, you have the ability to quickly convert, like in the snap of a finger, convert out of US dollars into maybe one of the BRICS countries that's talking about coming out with a gold-backed currency. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is it's stressful sometimes, but hopefully world money wins. Gold and silver, copper reigns supreme. But we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know on the next batch of copper bars. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. See you later.